How's it going, FrazlCast listeners? My name is Ryan, and I'm coming at you from the Raiders Confessional Podcast.
So BlizzCon was last weekend. So what is the best thing to do? Get a bunch of my friends together and celebrate good times. Come on. Let's start the GNOME Train. Woo! Woo! Chugga, 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 chugga. Woo!
Welcome to FrazlCast, a podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. I promise you, they do talk about the World of Warcraft. They just go off the rails sometimes.
Hello, Internet. It is Frazley the Awesome Gnome. Each week I am joined by awesome people from Azeroth and beyond. Well, let's use my customized ultra-safe transporter to head on over to join the party. FrazlCast is now on mobile. Wait, we have always been on mobile. And on PC too, if you listen on your PC and Macs, maybe some Linux listeners out there. You know what? We are everywhere. And I am everywhere. We are everywhere, man. We are.
No.
So I am joined by Ali of Dungeon Fables.
Hi.
I'm joined by RetPallyJil.
Hi.
And Lady Emma.
Hi, I have kitties.
Aw, I love kitties.
I got guitar.
With BlizzCon behind us, we are here to share our favorite things from BlizzCon. But before we get into BlizzCon stuff, Epicinsanity, what time is it?
It's time to go around the table.
Great idea. Let's do that. So, Ali, what have you been up to?
A lot and nothing all at the same time. So my raid team cleared normal Old Deer, which is awesome.
Nice.
And we're slowly working our way through heroic. Island expeditions, because I love those every week.
Me too.
And, oh, Jill, you'll like this one. I'm actually leveling a Dark Iron Dwarf RetPally
Excellent.
for the World of Warcast leveling challenge.
Butt cooking. What's that guy used to say? Butt kicking for goodness.
So yeah, that's kind of it. This week on my show, I'm working on Scholomance.
Nice.
Which, classic Scholomance was very long.
I like that.
You could say it was mega. And it's taking a very long time to work on. So that's kind of taken all my time this week. Because podcasting does that. But it's been a lot of fun and good stuff are coming up soon.
Nice. And I've definitely been looking forward to every episode because it's always fun hearing more about dungeons. And I'm so excited that you get to do 2 more gnome dungeons soon. But we'll get to that. That's awesome.
Down the road. Very long time.
It'll be here before we know it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And Lady Emma, what have you been up to?
A lot of hectic, depressing stuff, so I won't talk about that. But today I did every single world quest in the new area, not the old expansion, new expansion.
Well done.
Nice.
I did all the raids except I had to leave the very last boss because, oh look, podcast time.
Whoops.
So, yeah.
We rate.
Aw.
That one's really funny. Just like the last boss, if you don't have people doing the orbs, it won't go down. And people don't understand this. And so I'm fine being an orb runner. I can do that. I put dots on the thingies so they don't slow us down, which is great. But yeah, no, one side was working fine, which is my side. The other side, there was no runners. Zephyriah actually helped me with the achievement today. There's one where you have to dance with someone, and I needed a dancing partner, and she was willing to help me with that.
Nice.
Excellent.
I have officially stolen my mom's kitten.
Yay.
Officially.
Catnap.
So, yeah.
It's a very cute kitten, too.
He is, and he's definitely in the playful teething stage. My boyfriend actually just picked me up new lightning cables because my cat chewed it off.
Oh, no.
Haven't been to work for the last 2 weeks, which is kind of always good.
And it's understandable with what's been going on.
Finally finished Poke Park.
Nice. How was that?
A little disappointed because you think once you become like best friends with everyone, there will be like a bonus of some sort, but not really. But it was still fun. I kind of want Poke Park too. And I can't wait until November 16th.
Why is that?
Because that's when I'll get my Switch with Pokemon Go.
Ooh.
I got Eevee Let's Go. So that comes out November 16.
Scratch.
I was looking at getting another Pokemon Go ball because somebody told me about that it tracks steps now. So guess who's back into Pokemon Go?
Well, you have an iPhone, I believe. So apparently you just have to allow it in the health app to allow you to track your steps while you have the health app on you. So
Yes.
when you do all your walks and your phone's on you, that will also transfer it over.
And I like that because then I can get all the eggs. The only thing I can't do is catch Pokemon. So I just got to remember now to open it occasionally to do Pokestops in the Pokemon. But it's finally not going to kill my battery on the long walks on the beach.
Yes.
So I'm not on the beach right now. So I just like saying a long walk on the beach.
Frazley likes taking long walks on the beach, ladies.
No. It's the long walks in the creepy forest.
Oh, with the Slenderman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jill, what have you been up to?
Well, I started some new training at work this week, which has been rough because I've been pretty tired. Yeah, I went to BlizzCon.
Yes.
That's
Nice.
right, BlizzCon, baby. I had a wonderful time. So the job training ended today. Monday, I start my new position. So that's nice. There's a possibility of a raise.
Nice.
So we'll see how I do after my probationary period in my new position.
Awesome.
But we're here to talk about BlizzCon, right?
Yes.
Yes, and it was delightful. Worth every penny. It's been a few years since I've been able to afford to go, as it's pretty infamously known around the internet. I make very, very few secrets about my happiness or my misery in life. I'm not one to hide my feelings. But yeah, I was able to go, and despite some hiccups near the end, everything was just really great. I went to the Con Before the Storm.
Awesome.
Went to the Blizz Nerds party. I went to DitchCon. I went to Laguna Beach. Made the most of it. And then I got my personal.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's a long
So
story that I'll
sorry.
spare everybody.
Sucks.
But it has some funny parts in it.
That really, really sucks.
It
Yeah.
is. I was pretty disappointed that it would happen at
Yeah.
BlizzCon.
Out of any community, I would have hoped that this would have been the community to not do that. And it was sad that somebody did it, because in one of the panels, they were talking about like, what can Blizzard do? And one of the people, if you read between the lines, said, Blizzard can give you as many tools as they can, and they're working on that. But it's up to us to be the best that each of us can be. And it's sad that some people sadly aren't the best that they can be.
Yeah, I was sitting there playing the Warcraft 3 demo.
Oh.
Finished up because I've never played Warcraft 3 before. And I tried my best, but zombies overran Lordaeron, ate Arthas, and like got up and my purse was gone. It was not cool. I felt like hear the story of the little match girl,
Yeah.
where she's freezing to death outside and she's looking at the party and everybody having a good time. That was me waiting to get my car towed because my car keys were in the purse and the rental car had to get towed. And meanwhile, I'm standing there in the convention center parking lot while everybody's going to the Hilton after party. And they're all like, oh, we're going to have so much fun at the party. Oh, BlizzCon was so great. I'm like, ah.
That
Is
sucks. I'm so
horrible.
sorry.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a good time. Even that aggravation and disappointment could not make me say I didn't have a good time, because I had a terrific time. If you ever get a chance, people, if you ever get a chance to go to BlizzCon, go. Unless it means you get a ticket instead of me, then don't go, because I want to go. I'm nice. I'm not that nice.
I'm aiming for next year.
That's right. I'm planning for next year. I'm already saving up. I got business cards because I think I could have sold some more merchandise if I'd had some handy. I realized it too late and I couldn't get them in time, but I ordered some like a couple of days ago and they arrived today. They're really cute. They got my little ret noob gal on there waving her hammer around.
Oh, and I went to BlizzCon this year. Oh, wait, no, that was a dream.
Sucks to be you, Fraz.
Oh.
Ow!
It
Wait,
hurt.
that went over my head. A lot of things do.
But you're so
Baseball.
tall.
Yes, 6'6" in real life. I've been watching some more Schitt's Creek, so I can say that word because it's part of the title. The reason I'm watching this is I got started because season 4 is where my sister and my brother-in-law, who's been having a lot of medical issues, they run a hotel, and the one time you need an accessible hotel is when it's not accessible because everybody is setting up for the production. So they told me that this weird Canadian TV show was being filmed. So we all started watching it. I love it. And season 4 just launched on Netflix. I'm on season 3.
did it?
Yes. There are moments like I think my favorite character is David. I just love like one point he's like the one character's like, look, I don't have any cufflinks. And it's like, oh, I can just feel the depravity. I mean, I just love everything is just so absurd, and I love it.
Never heard of it.
It's Canadian and it's on Netflix.
Yes.
It's kind of almost like a dry humor, kind of.
I'm Canadian and I've never heard of it.
Eugene Levy.
And Catherine O'Hara.
You're talking to a person who doesn't know names but knows faces.
The mom from Home Alone.
Okay.
And the one guy from the Olsen twins movie.
Which Olsen twin movie? Do you know how many Olsen twin movies there are?
I really don't know, and I'm okay with that.
New York Minute.
All I know is one kid that I used to babysit, her name was Ashley, so she was obsessed with Ashley Olsen and had like all the movies.
Oh, you poor thing.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I had to sit through a lot of those.
Sorry about that. Oh. And, well, this past week, people had to sit through me playing Lego City Undercover. I've been streaming some Lego City Undercover because I wanted a game to try out. I think I've got Twitch working. Twitch is working tonight. So as long as Twitch doesn't Twitch out, then it's going to be great. Picking up games on Steam and Humble Bundle sales. And I'm starting to play a lot of different games. Like today I started playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I'm just trying to do some different things in addition to WoW. WoW's my main game, but I love other games.
Like I said, I finished playing Poke Park.
It's fun sometimes having a different game, especially when I've got a PC finally to do it.
Didn't the Steam sales just happened not too long ago?
Yeah.
Or it's coming up?
The Halloween one just did, and I picked up a few different things. I picked up Beyond Good and Evil because I'm looking forward to Beyond Good and Evil 2, so I wanted to play that one again. I almost picked up Fallout 76. Probably the next 2 months I'm going to pick that up because I'm so tempted on that.
Also, talking about games, wasn't there also a game given free for people who bought the virtual ticket, or was that BlizzCon?
Yes, Destiny 2 is available for free, I believe, through the end of this next upcoming week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my understanding, is it free permanently, or is it free only for a little bit at a time? Like the beta is for the classic.
It's free as long as you redeem it. So if you redeem the gift in your Battle.net account before the time limit's up,
which is November 18th. Okay.
Yes.
It's just the base game. It's not the expansion. It's just the base game. But even that alone, honestly, it's fun. You get to kill aliens and stuff.
I've never played it. My boyfriend has it. And apparently, I think also people who already own it, they get a gift.
I believe that's the emblem, and that will come out on December 4th. I could not find clarification if it was for all players or players who had Destiny 2.
I think it was players who already had Destiny 2.
Okay. I can understand that.
Cool.
And then I'm working on Pathfinder. Finally have every part except for Revered with Tortolin.
That one takes a little.
And working on Exalted with 7 Legion.
I've got all that done. Booyah.
Nice.
I'm almost there. Almost there.
Do you want to do a rep grind?
Does it have to be rep grind?
Is that going to be your new song?
I don't have any rules against singing here, so.
Good. Well, I was going to say, otherwise, why do you keep inviting me?
Because I love singing, so. You know how hard it was last week in not singing?
Jill can sing.
It's your show and you'll sing.
So here's on the BlizzCon website. It says it's also rewarding existing owners on Destiny 2 PC who's already purchased the game on Battle.net will be eligible to receive an exclusive gift of their own, a special in-game emblem marking the game's anniversary that will be available in December.
That's cool.
Everyone gets something.
Well, that's good.
Yes, I get a free game, and people who had it get a free emblem. Nice.
Yay!
That was one of the cool things from BlizzCon. But you know what? I wanted to talk this week about some of our favorite things from BlizzCon.
Okay, I'm stealing this from everyone. Whomper Pet and the plushie. I don't have the plushie, but I did get the pet before I even knew about the pet. A great friend of mine saw it and knew I'm having a rough time, and so when I finally got on, I got it as a gift. That's how I found out about him. And Whomper is adorable. He's like a little Bigfoot or abominable snowman, depending on where you're from. And he has like 2 teeth and these big eyes that just stare at you, and you're just like, oh, I just want to hug it and love it and squeeze it. And a great thing is you can get it as a plushie, so you can hug it and squeeze it and love it. I believe this is also going towards a charity for women.
Mm-hmm. For women to get into technology fields.
Yeah, with code.org. And what I love is I have seen my niece and nephew both do code.org. And I was talking with somebody who is involved in Stack Up, which is another charity and they said that they were glad to see Blizzard is branching out into other charities other than just the Red Cross. It's good what they're doing with the Red Cross, but they're diversifying where they send things to. And I think it's a smart move too, because one of the people that they might train could be somebody who could develop a future game and could be a future part of Blizzard. And it's letting somebody try something that they have not tried before.
Yeah, I mean, there are as many charities as there are problems, so...
Definitely cute. It's great that Blizzard's doing this.
Adorable. I saw the stuffed version.
I know. I have to say the game version's a little cuter than the stuffed version, because the stuffed version only has one tooth. Oh. But if they put something in there, like a little squeaker or a voice box, then I might be all over him as well.
I wonder if Hammond's voice actor could do the squeaking. Did you see that at BlizzCon?
Oh, it was so impressive.
I didn't know that a squeak could come out of somebody's voice like that. Like, squeak, squeak. I mean, I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try. I just did. I named my Whomper Harry.
Harry Wampa. Sounds like a background character in Harry Potter books.
I always go for Harry and the Hendersons, which I used to watch all the time.
I don't name things. I mentioned it earlier in Twitter that my cat's name is Neko, which means cat in Japanese, and my new cat is named Kuro, which means black in Japanese, and he's a black cat. So
I named my cat Chocolate, and it's not looking like anything chocolate, but it's a chocolate point, but it doesn't actually look like chocolate color.
Well, it could be a chocolate swirl.
Oh, smart! See, now you're thinking of portals.
It's got you covered.
And Jill, what was the favorite thing from BlizzCon?
Daughter of the Sea Live.
Oh, that was
so
amazing.
Good. I got chills. Chills.
People nearly fell off their chair. And even when it started, we thought they were going to screw with us and have like Bonsamity sing it or something.
Kind of want to hear that now.
Beware.
I know. It would beware, the daughter of the sea. Yeah. It would have been kind of neat. But yes, it brought the house down. It was to the point where everybody, like, you could tell during the chorus they wanted to sing, but they were too odd. It's like, oh, we shall not ruin it. Yeah, that was pretty good. I was fairly cranky because the staff, I kept asking where the voice thing was, and they kept telling me on the second level. Well, okay, I kept going up to the second level, and they'd throw me out because it was a press level. I'm like, okay, now wait a minute. Oh, it's in the other building. Thank you very much. I'd missed Anduin and Jaina's actors by that point, so I was not in the. I'm like, bless America. But I hung around anyway, since I'd gone through all that trouble to get there, and it was definitely worth the while. And note to everybody, you can hear me in the video of the voice actors discussion. I'm at about like 42 minutes and 19 seconds when the fellow who does Rokan's voice says he started as a human paladin. You can hear me very faintly. From about 200
I heard that,
feet away.
I remember hearing that, Oh
that was me. Awesome. And afterwards, when he says, now he's for the Horde, you hear somebody booing. That's me too. So, and if you look, remember how far, like when they showed the whole crowd, how far away the back was?
Yeah.
I was in the very back row outside, so you can tell how loud I was yelling. Ah!
I heard Anduin, the actor, plays a Horde Tauren Druid. And I'm like, oh.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Great.
Man, he is such a good looking guy. It's a shame about that tragic, stupid, freaking haircut he's got. What the hell?
It's not the worst haircut. I've seen worse, but
I've seen like one haircut worse than that, and it wasn't the guy from A Flock of Seagulls. But, dude, what are you doing? You look like a prison escapee from 1930.
It could be worse.
I don't know. There's one guy, if you look up a video, it's by a band called Domin, Dommin, and the song's called My Heart, Your Hands. He has a worse haircut. There you go. He's number 2. Now everybody's running over there to look. When you see it, you'll see what I mean. Absolutely tragic hairdo.
It was cool that she did that live because when she was talking, and if I remember this right, so if I'm wrong, please correct me, but when she was talking originally about her and doing that, she was talking about, she was kind of nervous to sing in front of a bunch of people, and her experience singing that song when they first recorded it. So I can only imagine the guts it took her to stand in front of everyone and do it live.
She was pretty scared.
You could see it, like you could see it on the camera, but man, she pulled that off, and I legitimately got chills. Like my jaw was dropped the whole time. Like I think my eyes watered up at one point. Like it was just so good.
Oh, I was jumping up and down like a night elf after it was done. Hail to the night.
And it's quite amazing that they brought back Jaina, because we're going to get to see Jaina in something I'm so excited for. Warcraft 3
I know.
Reforged.
That's going to be pretty sweet too.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I never played them,
Me either.
but this one, kind of wishing that I had the money right now to play it.
Yeah, it's I pre-ordered it already, and playing, back then, like it was good, and I love the story, and it's fantastic. So to have that all remastered, I'm super excited for that.
Warcraft 3, even though I didn't play it, is one of the reasons that led up to me playing World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, even though you didn't play it?
Yeah, and because first of all, at the time in Best Buy, they would have the big displays up. They'd have actual video game sections to like 2 games on a shelf. And I would go in there with my mom, and I was always going to buy Warcraft 3, but I never got around. I'm like, I don't think my computer could run it, and it couldn't because my computer was a piece of junk. But my mom would always tease me, "You going to buy that game with a hot guy on it yet?" "No, Mom. You keep putting it in the wagon. You going to go visit your blonde boyfriend again?" So that went on and on. I never did get it. And then I was thinking, I played Diablo too. So I was trying to decide between Guild Wars and World of Warcraft. And I'm thinking, I was reading online reviews, and it had only been out a few months. And I'm thinking to myself, World of Warcraft. Oh, is that the one? That's the one. It's the cute blonde guy. Sweet. And then I turned it over and I looked and I said, Blizzard, they're the ones who made Diablo. I like Diablo, so I'm going to get that game. And there you go. The rest was history. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not too keen on Arthas' model in the game, man. I hope these are like placeholders.
His hair is a little, I feel weird about his hair.
His hair, well,
Seems
I like the shorter haired version. Yeah, they made it too long. He looks like Squiscar from Metalocalypse.
Like there's like the long, like here, like shoulder length, and then but his is like even longer than that, and it's weird.
Yeah, his I don't know. I liked it with sort of like the shag cut that it was originally, like collar length. That was a nice, that was reasonable. But what I don't like is that his head looks like a triangle. His head's a rectangle. He looks like Frankenstein after plastic surgery. And that kind of bugs me. And in the long shots, Jaina had this like weird texture on her face. She had like little red China doll cheeks. I really hope those are... I do like the ray traced armor. That is amazing looking. Someday we'll have that in WoW. I wish. So there you go. Fix the models, Blizzard. Damn it. You're not going to ruin my hot blonde boyfriend. I won't buy your damn game. See if I won't.
Yeah, you will.
Can you imagine your life, Jill, if you had gone with Guild Wars instead?
I would be such a dull, boring person.
I actually got my best friend off of Guild Wars.
You're doing God's work.
I know. My ex got me into World of Warcraft, so that's how I got into it. And she didn't want to play because you had to pay. It's the same reason why we never played EverQuest, is because you had to pay.
Yeah.
But I was already paying, and I'm like, no. World of Warcraft, way better than Guild Wars. Like, Guild Wars has its perks and benefits and all that. But it's like, no, you want this game. So her brother had the account. So she's like, okay, I'll borrow my brother's account and I'll try it. The key thing way back in the day in Classic, play up to 5 to 10 levels, and after that, you're hooked. And, well, that's what happened. She started as a night elf and loved it, and still plays to this day.
Now, that's a good thing to hear. Now, I'm worried about Vanilla Classic because, man, there are gonna be rivers of tears.
Yep.
You know that tidal wave that took out Orgrimmar? That's not even gonna be a patch. I was laughing. I'm sitting there playing the demo, and this guy next to me is like, how did I drown? Yeah, well, guess what? One guy's yelling that he drowned. The other one, everybody else is screaming that they have just discovered that single tag mobs are a thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm laughing. I'm like, ha.
That didn't change until Legion. I mean, we had it for the big quest mobs, but the small mobs, that was a thing until Legion.
I know. They have
Yeah.
completely forgotten.
Well, some people are, they never experienced this at all. Or they had even in Legion, before Legion, if you were in a group of 5 or whatever, you can all get the loot. And I think in Classic, you still everyone had to tag it to get the loot.
That brings an interesting thing. I don't want to dwell on it too long because I don't want people to get upset.
I'm upset.
Everyone's dogging on Diablo Immortal. My biggest problem with it is everyone's dogging on it without trying it.
Yeah.
People who have tried it said that that someone say it's not my thing. Others say that they like it. I'm a little frustrated with everybody dogging on something that they have not tried.
You know what? I don't see this being a problem. Like, is it going to be because I know they're bringing it out for the Switch. Is this now mobile for the Switch, or is it just mobile for the phone?
I think it's mobile for the phones because they want to be able to make it unique to that experience. So they're not adding controllers. It's built for that experience. Now, I understand people say it's just a skin of another game, but I don't think Blizzard would sell out that far to just do a...
Also, look at it this way. All right, it's around, let's say, Christmas time, and it's, well, maybe Christmas is a bad one. Let's say Easter, and you have to sit around waiting for people, but you have Wi-Fi access, and you have your phone. Well, hey, that's a perfect time to play. Why... You don't have to socialize with them.
Yeah, I'd much rather play a Blizzard game than some crappy pay me money and buy a farm crap. Whatever.
Oh, I've done the Farmville thingamajig. It's horrible. I give props for people who can actually do it.
I'm excited for maybe there's a game that I can actually play, and then it's going the route I am expecting. I saw a thing on Wildhead and then Icy Veins that Blizzard has said, yes, every one of our IPs is going mobile. And I'm like, this is where I wanted to go. It's not going to replace the main game. I know Blizzard is PC first and Mac first. It's not going to replace those. It's an addition. And there's a whole market that doesn't even play PCs. This is going to open people up to Blizzard if the games are done well. And I do hear that. If the game is crap and garbage, of course, then everyone is valid in what they're saying. But we haven't even played the game. So yeah.
I played it. I liked it.
And see,
also getting more people interested in the game of different ways of playing it gives more fan base. Getting more fan base means more funds for that game. So down the road, people can have D4.
The thing is, I don't know why anybody's surprised because that's what Blizzard does. They're sort of like Apple in the way that they take good ideas and they make them better. Yeah. Mobile games have been around for a long time, and it was just, I'm surprised they didn't do this sooner, actually. It was there ready for them to take. I mean, there was first-person shooters. They said, well, it's about time. We're going to make Overwatch. Bam! Overwatch. It's a well-timed move. They're ripe for expansion. People are getting kind of sick of the lame games that they keep throwing out there. Why not give them quality products? If you give people quality products, they're going to buy it. And people on phones generally don't get quality games. So well done, Blizzard. Go get that money.
Absolutely.
And I get it. For a lot of people, part of the complaint was that, there's a lot of PC gamers that were at BlizzCon waiting for an announcement. And that's part of the frustration. And I get that. But it is time for Blizzard to branch into the mobile market. And if you think about this from Blizzard's perspective, because in my opinion, it did seem like maybe they were originally planning to announce something and decided not to.
Yeah.
Like there's some gaps in the schedule that they could have fit in, there's some floor space.
Oh, absolutely.
In. And there's some articles that say they were going to announce D4, and there's some articles that say, no, that's wrong. We don't know.
Yeah.
It felt like they were going to, but Blizzard's smart and they've learned from the past. They have talked about games before those games were ready to be talked about and ended up scrapping those games.
Like the Titan project?
They've learned from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Titan, like Ghost. Like they have learned from those mistakes. So just because it didn't get announced at BlizzCon doesn't mean they're not going to come out with it. And I think people are so upset.
Exactly. If it had been ready, they would have talked about it at BlizzCon.
And I think it's smart of Blizzard not to talk about it if they're not ready to. Because what if they find out that the direction they're taking it is not what the player base wants and they're going to change it up? Like they're not going to talk about gameplay before they're ready. It would have been nice if they teased something. Like they announced in an article after BlizzCon, like, hey, don't worry, guys, we're still working on other stuff. They should have said that at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Well, they did say ahead of time that we're totally not announcing Diablo 4.
They did, yeah, which is it's sad that people were still expecting it. And I don't know if maybe they just needed to announce that sooner.
I don't know. Fanboys just don't listen.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's one of the banes of social media right now, is that fans take a theory and run with it so hard that sometimes these reactions happen.
Kind of embarrassing for the rest of us.
Unfortunately, a lot of people took it to a really toxic level for Blizzard. Like, I can't even imagine being one of those developers up on the stage getting booed at and treated so horribly after they worked so hard on this.
Yeah, that was cool.
And there's other people on the Diablo team working on other stuff. This is not the only thing
I was embarrassed.
On, you know?
It was absolutely shameful.
Yeah, like,
shame
it was
on all of you.
Like you're saying, like, a lot of people who have played it said, it's actually a fun game.
Yeah.
It may not be for you, and that's okay, but it doesn't have to be. Not every game is going to be for every person.
No, I mean, I can't stand Hearthstone. I said it.
Yeah.
I'm not good at Hearthstone, so I mean,
I don't like it. I never liked Magic much either. What I think they should do to fix if you wanted me to play Hearthstone and be genuinely impressed, it should take every card you have. When the game starts, you get a completely random deck out of every card you own. Now, yeah, you may get a super duper card and nothing to trigger it. Oh well, see if you can win without it.
kind of like Flux. That is a fun game where you have one rule card, everybody gets a random set of cards, and you build the rules off of whatever you get. I mean, and you add and take rules. Ooh, Hearthstone Flux.
There you go.
I thought didn't they do that where it's a random thing? Like,
Well, I mean,
Yes.
are they coming out of your card collection, or are they just coming out of, the decks?
Last year, they did with that expansion that they announced, where Ben Bro did an amazing job announcing it at the last BlizzCon. That had a story mode, and you got a set of cards and the dungeon mode. How far can you go into the dungeon?
yeah. And you don't pick the cards. It was random, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should always be like that.
And you know something that was really random but really cool at BlizzCon?
But
Was that WoW cinematic with Anduin and Sourfang.
It was so good. Oh my god.
Like, oh, hey, wait a minute.
Because, like, that was amazing. Where, like, all of a sudden, Anduin's like, hey, I'm going to be, like, lock myself in this cell with Sourfang.
He's got some guts. That's not the first time he's done that, and he has got some guts.
He's going to grow into a giant man.
I was hearing like a rumor. This is like leaning up for the Horde to have the new leader or something like that.
Yeah,
That's one of the theories, or a third faction. That's definitely one of the theories out there.
Well, in a way, with the last book, they kind of left it of who the new leader of the undead will be, or the Forsaken. So yeah, I could see him being, because the leader of the Horde should be an orc. It really should.
Oh,
You speciesist, you.
we saw something happen during the Q&A. Somebody appeared.
So good.
First it was Ro, and I was so excited that for Ro. Like, I had just seen Ro, so seeing Ro on stage, well, not on stage, but being on the big screen was like, I know that person. I gave him a hug, and it felt really cool. And then after Ro was done, Metzen appeared out of nowhere. And Metzen was,
appears.
yes.
It's super effective.
So good.
And what I love is Metzen's like, hey, can we get a new war chief?
Yeah.
And they were like, there might be an Orgrimmar job board posting for a new war chief.
That was really good.
The phrase, the effect was electric,
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
doesn't even begin
No, Frazley.
to approach the reaction that got. Everybody's like, what the heck? Ah!
I can imagine. Like, there was a few of us, because Frazley and I were helping Medros with the Downforge coverage, so we were on Discord together watching this, and just our small, whoever 6-7 people that were in that Discord exploded. So I can only imagine just the physical feeling of being there in person when that happened.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty proud of him, because if he does have issues with crowds and stuff, and like mild panic problems, he bore up under it really well, and I hope that's a sign for him getting better, because he took it like a champ. He's like, oh yeah, I'm Chris Metz.
That was awesome. And I remember Medros was going on about Ro. It's going to be like the first speaker and everything. And then having Metzen right after, I think Ro probably was like stoked. Just,
Oh, I'm sure.
It would be the warm up for Metzen.
He tried to look over his shoulder. Like, oh, shit. Holy crap.
and trying to go through your questions. It's just like, okay, I gotta do my question. I got someone epic behind me, but I gotta do my question.
I'll start with the guy after him. He's like,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was
he was flabbergasted. He's like, and nobody's listening. What do I do now? Everybody's basically chasing Mr. Metzen out the door, strewing roses in his path. Oh, we have been blessed. We have been blessed. It's an apparition.
Like, how can I measure up?
some undergarments being thrown at him.
Would be surprised. He's a good-looking guy. I mean,
he really is a good-looking guy. I'll give him that. Mm. Somebody asked me, I was wearing my Alliance hockey jersey, which was only made for like 1 year, and somebody said, "Well, could I buy that off you?" I'm like, no. What if one of the devs asked you? I would say, "No, I'm sorry." What about Chris Metzen? I'd be standing here in my bra, buddy. Take it with my blessing.
I want to go back to the cinematics for a bit, because the story was really good. But even if you just took a second and admired the detail on it, like Manduin had like peach fuzz on his chin, and the Overwatch cinematic, the fibers on McCree's poncho thing, like the details in these cinematics are glorious, and I look forward to them every year. I think they should do another Warcraft movie all with that. Like, I know it would take forever to do, but it would be absolutely amazing.
It would. Did I tell you I met Taron Gregory?
No.
Yes, I did. He was there at the con before the storm.
Yeah, that's right. He was.
It was a bunch of the podcasters. So, and like PvP podcasters that I don't know. I would wait and I'd get to the front of the line, and the time was counting down before Taron Gregory would come out, and I'd just look at the people behind me. Do you want to go ahead of me? And they're like, yes. And they'd like pile ahead of me. So like, I don't know, 10 or 15 people got to see the people they wanted to. So I was like the first person up. And I told him, I said, "Hi, you have no idea who I am, Mr. Gregory, but I just wanted," and his wife was there. And I said, I just wanted to thank you both. You're both very talented, and everybody appreciates it, and don't let the obnoxious people get you down. I just walked away. I didn't want to be a real jerk. Say, "Oh, I'm your biggest fan," which I am. I have some pride. So that was nice. And then I stopped the next day. I was walking outside through the security point, and I saw somebody I thought I knew. So I went over and I said, "Excuse me." And I'm talking to them, "I'm sorry, I thought you were somebody I knew." And then I turn around, and the woman standing next to the woman that I was talking to is looking at me with this sort of puzzled, vaguely amused, vaguely annoyed look on her face. And then I turned my head and I looked, and then I looked way down. I'm like, "Oh, I know you though." And like, I was just completely ignoring Christy Golden.
And she is wonderful. Oh my! I met her. So at here in Denver, we had our Denver Comic Con, and she was there. So I had her sign my copy of Before the Storm. Oh, and she is just the most sweet, genuine, amazing person ever. You should have said hi.
I once said, "Oh yeah, I know you though." But short chat, and I shook her hand and sort of skulked away. It takes a lot to embarrass me, but that kind of embarrassed me. Yeah, good job, Kristen. Good job.
And she has done a lot of writing for a lot of the things. Like, did I hear right? She wrote the Ash Cinematic, or there was something that she wrote that was not WoW.
Well, I know she wrote quite a few books. One is the City of Valiant.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote that one, which I found out after reading it. It's great to see who the author is before you start reading a book.
Yeah.
But I did the opposite. Oh, this book looks interesting. Read it. Oh, I know the author. Yeah. But no, she's a great writer.
She wrote a lot of Star Wars stuff too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she write the lyrics to one of the Hearthstone songs or something?
Yes, the troll one. That's what she wrote.
The new one that just happened with BlizzCon?
Rumble.
Yeah.
Medros said she has done a number of Star Wars novels.
Yeah, she's pretty famous in that circle too. And I'm over there talking like she's not in there. I'm like, oops.
It's just not the context that they expect them in. I mean, it's kind of like, when you're watching a Warcraft What's Next panel, and everything is looking amazing. We'll get to some of the stuff, but first I wanted to divert real fast. So one of the most exciting things that I did not expect, truly, I was predicting this, during the 8.2 part of the Warcraft What's Next panel, they announced Mecha Gnomes.
I know. How crazy is that?
That whole section was just for you, Frazley.
It really
Yes.
was.
Just putting it out there. There's nothing about it that was not for you.
I love it. Like, the King Mechagon wants to turn all the gnomes back to their mechanical part, and that the more parts you have, the higher up inside you are. Like, I was bouncing my chair watching this whole thing because I saw this quest. Tom on the Blue Recluse told me that there was a selfie quest in Tierguard Sound, so I go take the selfie quest, and of course the selfie quest is me. I mean, it's without saying that Frazley Sparkspan on the thing, it's me. So then I'm like, what's nearby? So I go find this vault that's all empty. Kind of like, oh, okay, follow up. I can see it. Find out that there are these gnomes that have disappeared. To find out that they are part of the Mechagon and the Mecha Gnomes. And I'm like, I kept like just jokingly saying, oh, there'll be Mecha Gnomes. I mean, I'm like, we'll get the Mecha Gnomes. I kept thinking like the Clockwork Mecha
Yeah,
Gnomes.
you've been saying that for a while now.
Now, what I think is funny is when I look at those Mechagnomes, I am totally thinking of Cybermen from Doctor Who.
Yes, completely. Yep.
Yes.
Gnome version. That's the only difference.
Oh, gnome Cybermen? No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Hey, this is better than what I was originally saying they were. That can get me in trouble if I mention what I thought they would be for.
If you're listening to the download, keep listening to the episode once we're all done for a Frazzle report. Or if you're listening to live, listen to Friday's Frazzle report.
Or my non-PG version, you can just ask me on my Twitter, what is it?
Message me later, Emma. I want to know.
You'll never look at Mechagnomes the same.
Oh, yeah.
Now Frazley remembers.
Uh-huh.
We also get to go...
I'm gonna stop you right there, Frazley. We get mega dungeons.
Yes, Mecha Dungeons.
So that is job security for my show, which I'm really excited about. And I want to teach everyone the right way to say this, because they're not just mega dungeons. You need to throw like a rock metal twist to it. So they're mega dungeons. You have to say it right, because there's going to be more of them. I guarantee it. So, which is funny because technically, I mean, if you look at some of the other longer dungeons from the past, you know, Skullomance, BRD, things like that, they were also super long. So they technically have the mega dungeons in the game already. They're now getting a title.
I know, it's great.
Mega Dungeons!
Exactly. You get it.
So excited. I mean, it's that you get to talk about gnomes again in 2 more episodes. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited.
That's not until like 2020, if what Road told me is correct with his math in my show. So calm yourself. We'll get there eventually.
I can wait. It's worth the wait. I mean, we finally got gnomes.
Look how
gnome
excited
heritage
he is.
armor.
He's jumping up and down over there.
So Fradley's been wanting these gnomes forever, but something that we've only wanted since probably the last BlizzCon is the B mount, and apparently that is coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
In 8.2. So
And the frog mount. I'm so excited.
I totally want one.
Still don't have hair under hats. That's my big disappointment.
Yeah, that apparently that's a more complicated situation.
I don't care. That's the whole thing. They're like, well, it would be really hard to do. Okay, so get to work. Get on it.
Gnomes can finally put their glasses on top of their heads.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that comes with the heritage armor with the gnomes. They have glasses
Nice.
on the head.
Get those goggles going, baby.
In 8.2, we're going to get flying with the Pathfinder Part 2.
Nice.
I was reading a mechanical parrot mount, too.
Holy crap.
Guys, I still need to get 2 reps before I finish Pathfinder, the first one. The other thing I can't wait for is the Dark Moon Fair roller coaster.
That does look pretty.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what they're doing with it other than there's a roller coaster. And all I'm thinking of, we need a VR system.
Oh my God. I've just seen a couple of people try playing WoW with VR headsets. It's always fun. Oh my God, everything's so big. Look at that night elf. They're so big.
That's going to be at the place that's currently closed at the Darkmoon Fair. So it's cool. I kept wondering what are they going to do there.
Yeah, that tent's been under construction for a long time.
There's a lot of places that's been under construction for a long, long time. So I can't wait for this. And then in Children's Week, there's supposed to be, I think, new orphans as well.
Oh, good.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
And probably new rewards with that, which I don't remember what they are. But hey, new orphans to take care of.
They're my buddies.
Because I think the last one was Lich King.
And we're getting new micro holidays, Wanderers Festival, Bashir Dive Day, and Free T-Shirt Day.
I like Free T-Shirt Day. Dive Day. I don't know. Have you found all the underwater bars? I have. I don't think I've been to all of them yet.
I've been to a couple, and I want to be there in real life. So there's that.
I know.
And then they're remastering, these are for the PvP people, remastering Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin, because they've been a little outdated.
It looks really nice. I'm pretty happy with it.
Warsong Gulch can die in a fire, but I'm glad to see her. I'm happy to see her.
How do you really feel about that, Jill?
I don't like it much.
Why?
I hate Warsong Gulch. Whoever designed the rep grind for that battleground could choke on somebody else's vomit.
I'm still working on the rep on that, but I don't know. See, those games I was playing in Classic, and I'm so used to them. And I remember being on my little mage, and my mage was OP in Battlegrounds.
It took me 13 years to get to Exalted with Warsong Gulch. And that's only because they're having those Warsong Gulch days where the brawls, where like everybody carries a flag and you can actually get experience for a change. And even that took like 4 times through.
I have to figure out where I am because I don't remember my rep for it, but I'd probably neutral still.
Gulch. Silverwing Sentinels can bite my foot. Stupid night elves.
Well, and Worgen and Goblins finally get new models.
Well, that'll be nice.
The Worgen males look awesome. The Worgen females, and my priest is a Worgen. It looks good, but almost looks too nice. So I'm curious to see what they're going to look like when they're animated and stuff.
What do you mean too nice?
The female Worgen doesn't look like a Chihuahua's head stuck on a body.
Which is good. I like that aspect of it very much. And like that little snarl is gone, but like their eyes, they almost look like they're too nice. Like instead of there being like
too sweet and
a Worgen who could, rip your guts out, is just they're going to give you a hug. Like, that's what their eyes look like to me. Like, they're just too cutesy. So I'm curious, but like, those are just
giving you the puppy dog eye look until they're in battle, and then you got the evil snarl, and they look evil.
I want to see it in game. I'm eager for it, but the male looks awesome, and overall, I like the female.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'm just happy without the Chihuahua head anymore. I would like to see that go.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Ooh, and maybe helmets will actually fit better on them too, because that was the other problem. Very rare did the helmets look good.
Work. One that does work though, that I'm really excited about, and this might be in your notes somewhere. We're going to get to use our doubloons from Island Expeditions to buy things, including the new pirate hat I've been wanting all expansion that only Leatherware has got. And I can get it with my doubloons now. There's mountain stuff, and that's fine. I get my freaking pirate hat already. I'm excited.
I thought, didn't they give us the pirate hat last expansion?
Not this cool one, though.
No, but they did. But this is the nice, like, leather, the
tricorn.
Like, it's leather. I mean, it clips a little bit on top for the Worgen, but like from the front, it actually looks good. And there are very rarely is our helmet looks good, but the pirate hat looks so good, plus pirates. So
the top hat wasn't bad, though.
Top hat's not bad.
Yeah, but
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I like the top hats, but nobody, unless you're a Worgen, you're out of luck. There's one person on my server that has the pattern for the top hat, and I might as well sell my house before I can buy one of those top hats.
Yeah.
So,
is it a cloth pattern?
Yes.
Well, and one thing that we absolutely cannot forget before we move on to the Ask the Community is part of 8.2, along with the awesome gnomes. We are going to go to Azara's Palace and see reproduction of Naga.
That's not
baby.
The reproduction of Naga. This is how it starts. You got a male Naga and a female Naga.
And when they love each other very much.
They close a curtain, and next thing there's Naga eggs.
The camera zooms in on a burning candle, like in all the 80s miniseries.
Behind... And then the egg gets warmed up, and then a baby Naga pops out. There you go.
With a fork.
Exactly.
So a little area.
Toasting fork. And it goes,
Oh,
No,
wow.
that's a Murloc.
You do that so well. Oh,
thank you.
so good.
I can send you my sound resume, Blizzard. Call me. I would love to be a voice in the game. Unfortunately, I'd probably wind up being an orc or something. Crazy. I'm much better than the crazy orc ladies they have going. Yeah. I think we can all agree I can yell better.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
That's very true. I do have to say, speaking of sounds and voices, well, both the Overwatch and the Warcraft sound panels were, for the actors, were amazing, but the Warcraft one was awesome. Like, Scroll Sage Nola, who I call the Betty White of WoW, it was so fantastic. Like, she was just in awe of the crowd, and she said it was awesome, and she was like the sweet old lady that you want to hug and hang out with at the same time. And just having everyone break out in applause for her when she said the line was so cool.
It was.
Yeah.
She was so tickled. Bewildered. I mean, she's probably been an actress her whole life. You get to a point where, okay, well, acting's my job, but, secretly always still wanted to be a star. Well, bless your heart, lady, you're a star now.
Oh, it was I'm so glad she was there. It was so cute.
It was.
Another thing that I'm looking forward to is the portal room.
Yes.
A room with all the portal. Now, the only thing I'm hoping is that you're allowed to be a mount in that room, because flying into something and being dismounted and you have to try and figure out what your portal sucks. So I'm hoping it's an open ceiling so you can just fly down.
I'm sorry, Emma. I think I know where this portal room's going to be. You know, the Mage Tower? That one portal you can't go through? I think you're going to go through that portal and the portal room will be there.
I thought they were making it in the keep.
Oh, it's in the keep? Okay.
I think it was in the keep, but you know where the Unwin is.
Keep makes logical sense.
Yeah.
But I do like your idea, Frazley.
Maybe that you ran to hide in when Onyxia showed up.
Yes. And the keep makes more military sense. That, of course, Stormwood would have their mages working on this, and they'd want to hide it so that way the enemy can't just walk in, even though they have their own portal room of their own, but we'll look past that part.
But yeah, no, both of us will have, Horde Alliance will have their own portal room, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be off to where the king is, because, the king has to get to these places in a jiffy, right? Because he has to make these decisions, unless he's just going to be a showpiece on a throne.
On a boat the entire time of his reign.
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
No. He's going to be like his dad, where he gets captured and no one knows where he is for many, many years. And then he just pops up with a baby. Now, who the mother is, who knows? But he has a baby in his arm. And he's just going to be a ruler with this baby of unknown origins. And then you find out the baby's not really his baby. It's an orphan that belongs to someone else. And he's going to try and, rule the thing.
And then there's anarchy because the Bryn royal line is dead. Game of Thrones. I think it's funny that the two Game of Thrones actors were cast as Jaina's parents, because really, who is the queen of drama and bad things happening to her? Yes. She was doomed from the start.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really cool to see. For sure.
The final thing that was really cool was seeing Mike Morheim passing the torch to Jay Allenbreck.
He gave a nice speech. He's not exactly a gifted public speaker, but
he tried really hard, though. I loved his little awkward gig, like when Brack put his arm around Mike's shoulder and stuff, and Mike's just like, "What's going on?" He had the cutest, most awkward giggle I've ever heard him do. It was awesome. But it was good.
He was a good guy, and I'm sorry to see him go.
Yeah.
Too soon.
I'm glad they did that, though. I know what they were trying to do in the audience with the paper and stuff fell through and didn't work, but the speech itself and the verbal passing of the baton, that was really cool to see.
Okay, is that piece of paper supposed to be a helmet? Because that was what it looked like.
It was supposed to be spelling out "Thank you, Mike," or "Thank you," apparently, because Toasty was there. So Toasty was on another episode talking about it. And he was saying that the verbal cues for when to put it up wasn't really well communicated, and it was confusing. And then the camera angle didn't really show what it was trying to spell out. So the whole thing kind of ended up being a bit of a dud, unfortunately.
Yeah, but the thing was, they had the warm-up comedian sort of guy come out and tell us, okay, well, you'll get a cue, and just watch us for your cue. And this guy's standing there, and the way that everybody around me took it was that there would be somebody there to like point at us or hold up a card saying applaud now or hold up your sign.
Yeah.
And so everybody's watching for this. And what they were doing is up on the overhead screens that we weren't looking at because we were looking for the people is where they're putting signals. So I happened to look up and it says, wave your blue stick. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm waving my blue stick. But yeah, we were looking in entirely the wrong spot for the direction because we were under the impression that there were going to be people to tell us when this was going, not that it
that would have been the smart thing to do.
Yeah. I mean,
well, no, the smart thing would be is like, okay, on the big screen, there'll be cues when you're supposed to be doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be the better, but then it also could have been telephone tag where, someone gets the information and it gets messed up along the way.
Or Brock could have done like a hand signal or something, like waved his hand in the air or something behind Mike and been like, okay, do it now, guys.
No, do it now. Ah.
Oh, well.
Pull timer.
The speech was good, though.
Hot.
Pull timer.
Yeah, that would have been great. Da-da-da. And, up on the screen, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey! Everybody would have done it right. We're well-trained little seals. They had put it up there and said, glow sticks on 2, signs on 1. Man, bam, that would have been done.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how mages DPS, right? Hit 1 and 2?
That's right, I've heard that.
Huh.
Did you see that Bongo Cat animation of had the frost mage thing, and the Bongo Cat just sitting there going 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. Even I got the joke. I'm a rat noob, so it must have been pretty fun.
My cat's always Bongo Cat. He's always trying to get stuff off of the thing, and it's like...
I trained my cat to knock things off the table when he was a kitten. So, like, every time something would break, I would think to myself, God, no one to blame but yourself, dum-dum.
Why would you train your cat to do that?
It was funny. This little kid to do it, and I'd like take a pencil or something, like put it down really hard on the end so it would go clack, and you'd see these little paws come leaping up like, and yank them down like a volleyball player going over that. That adorable. How can you not encourage it?
My cat just sits down and his butt pushes everything down off.
He needed nothing but a strong right paw. Push!
My cat has the butt, and then my other kitty, wherever he is, there he is, he plays fetch. I have these little fuzzy balls. You throw them across the room, he runs, grabs it, and brings it back.
That's the one thing Saber would not do. He was not big on fetching stuff. He'd ring bells to get in the house. He was a very trick-oriented cat, but man, he would not fetch to save my life. If I was dying, he would not be able to fetch me any water. Or he could, but he wouldn't want to.
No, like any other toy, he will not fetch. He'll run to it, look at it, and it's like, okay, it's not the right toy. It has to be these fluffy balls. He's obsessed with them to the point where when I first noticed it, is he was growling very viciously towards it, and you would lose a hand if you try to take it away. Then he realized that we'll throw it for him, and he'll run and grab it and then come back. You just have to make sure nothing's in his path to knock over. My best friend found this the other day. She had a full glass of water, and he knocked it over.
That just made me realize what Frazley would have done at BlizzCon.
Uh-oh.
So I asked the community, what shenanigans would your favorite characters and or your own character have gotten into at BlizzCon? Frazley would have played catch with Gen Greymane.
And Frazley would be the ball being thrown for the catch.
Oh!
Oh!
Sorry, Frazley.
Alice said Illidan would go to the courtyard before opening ceremonies, and anyone who forgot their badge would be told,
You are not prepared.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Nihar said my DK would wrathwalk across those long lines.
Yeah, good idea.
Ali said, well, it depends on if it's my priest or my rogue. My dwarf rogue, Aliandris, who, pirate, would probably be off in a corner, like rolling the bones with someone, like drinking rum. My priest would simultaneously be spreading heals to kind of fight off the cron crowd for everyone, while using shadow skills to be a troublemaker because old gods.
Oh, you shadow priest. Jill would be almost immediately escorted off the premises because the first thing she would have done is gone for that Sonata statue. Knocked it right the hell up and knocked out a big pile of broken pieces.
My character would probably be giving out lock cookies to everyone because don't forget, everyone, they're Gul'dan free.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
And then you probably feel a little lighter because I took a bit of your soul.
Yes.
Excellent weight loss.
I know.
Thank you all for joining us on FrazlCast. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
You can find my show at dungeonfables.com. You can find it on Twitter as well at dungeonfable, singular, because the S was taken by a jerkface.
Oh.
And you can find me at Ali_K.
And Jill?
You can find me at RetPallyJil at twitter.com and several website shops. The names are too. I'm going. That's my year plan for the next year is to get a single unified site like retnoob.com or something so everybody can find everything. Basically, if you want to find me, you'll find me on Twitter. I'm really hard to miss. And if you miss me, I'll make sure you see me.
And Emma?
You can find me on Twitter at lady_Emma. If you have any questions about kitty photos, I'd love to share. Or if you want to do something in game, just let me know. I'm always hunting for people to do achievements, transmog runs, get old pets.
I think with that, I'm going to head back to Ironforge to go work on some of my achievements for the different things. And hopefully I'll be able to run here faster next week.
Okay. Should I sing the metal version of Daughter of the Sea while we go?
Yes.
All right. Why this, oh daughter of the sea? How could you forget your seaside days?
You're killing me. Like on one hand it's epic, and on the other hand, you still
beware of me.
Oh, I love you, Jill.
I'm back at my home of Ironforge until we one day reclaim Nobragon. Yeah! It's November, which starts the holiday season. So many holidays at this time. We just snacked on candy for Halloween. Canada had Thanksgiving a while back. And soon the United States will celebrate Thanksgiving. And then a ton more holidays until we repeat it again next year. Thankfully, my friends Michael Height and Mike Levine have the perfect treat for you. Prepare for your well-fed buff with Food and Fury Snackstroth Edition.
It's time to gather your sword and board. Let's enter the kitchen with Food and Fury. 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Snackstroth, where we deliver you a Warforged snack each week with enough buffs to help you either battle for Azeroth. Whether you've made roasted boar meat or you've conjured a mage table, we welcome you to Food and Fury. This is Snackstroth Edition, episode 12. I'm Michael Height. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Mike Levine has some family stuff that he has to tend to, but don't you worry. We have a great episode ahead of you. This week, we're diving into an amazing dish that is perfect for Thanksgiving, but before we do that, I think we have to settle into the right frame of mind. Let me just wrap up this elite quest before we get started. Alright, there he is. Click the button, find Vol'jin. Oh, here we go.
What you been needing, man?
Hey, Vol'jin. So, hope things are going well for you. Nice ghostly, situation. Oh, okay. So Thrall has asked if we take a moment and appreciate life with all this chaos. He wants us to find and pardon a turkey. You know, I would ask Boswamdi, but he would just want his soul. Any clue what a turkey looks like?
The spirits be talking to me. They say, you must be finding a being that come up to your knee. It walk on 2 legs. A quick talker with lots of noise. Lots of noise. Head off to the Eastern Kingdoms and bring me back a turkey to pardon.
All right, on the boat, let's go. Look at that. A turkey. Turkey. Good fortune for me. You, turkey. I pardon?
No, I'm not a turkey. They have fluffy tails and walk around on 4 legs. Wait, Did you say pardon? Like save? Forget it. I don't have time for that right now. I'm trying to stop the squirrels from taking over the world. No one's ever going to believe me. Why are you trying to pardon a turkey anyway? Isn't that a war chief's job?
Well, as you know, she can be a little hot-headed. Anyway, we don't exactly have a need for any terse taken. Well, Gallywix, he heard the bedtime story of the golden goose, and he's convinced the turkeys need to be chopped in half. Bane has this whole thing with the food chain, and doesn't exactly get it. Sourfang wants to rip its frickin' shoulders off, and Lorthamar is just so grossed out by it and calls it a dirty animal, which is why I thought you were a turkey. Sorry. Look, this is what we do. We pardon the turkey, we show Thrall, the elements see that we can do some good in the world, and man, he's got to lose those love beads and get back to the throne.
Ooh, I always liked Thrall. Remember, take as many fluffy-tailed turkeys as you can and ignore the weird ones with feathers. They taste funny.
Odd little person. Happy Pilgrim's Bounty, my little gnome friend. This turkey's not going to pardon itself, so, well, I'll be seeing you.
It's almost Pilgrim's Bounty?
All right, back in Kalimdor. All right, before we turn this quest in, why don't we get into the good snack for this week's episode? This week, we bring you the perfect bite to go with your Pilgrim's Bounty. Let's just call it a little bit of an appetizer for this Thanksgiving. These little beauties have everything you need to get you ready for that awesome, delicious holiday without taking away from your game time. It's got everything you love about having a sweet potato pie. It's got the salty. It's got the sweet. It's got the marshmallowy, fluffy goodness that only you could find in a home-cooked, delicious meal without those time constraints. For this recipe, you're going to need 4 medium sweet potatoes, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, a little bit of kosher salt, 1 10-ounce bag of marshmallows. You can get the big ones, the small ones. The big ones are kind of fun. A half a cup of pecan halves. All right, it's time to put these bad boys together. First thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Then grab yourself a large baking sheet. You're going to toss your sweet potatoes with melted butter and maple syrup and arrange them into an even layer. Season them with a little bit of salt. They should look like discs in a pan. Then you're going to bake them until they're tender. You're going to flip them halfway through, and this whole thing should take about 20 minutes in the oven. You're going to remove the baking sheet and switch the oven over to the broiler setting. Now, you're going to top each sweet potato round with a marshmallow and broil it until it's puffed and golden. Immediately, you're going to top each marshmallow with a pecan half and dig in. If you want to go heroic, because some of you like a little bit of spice in your life, when you're mixing together the melted butter and the maple syrup, put in a little small dash of cayenne pepper to kind of wake up those flavors. That'll kind of give you a little kick that maybe you want in your life. If you want to go mythic, because some of you want to go mythic, cook some bacon in the oven. In the last minute or two, sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on that bacon and finish cooking in the oven. When it comes out, let it cool down, and then you're going to break it up with your hands. Then, when the sweet potato treats come out and you get ready to assemble the pecan, don't just put down the pecan, put down that brown sugar-covered bacon and put that on top of the marshmallows with the pecan. You will be changed in the right direction because this Pilgrim's Bounty is going to be bountiful for you. All right, my friend of the Grummels. So I think that's going to do it for our Food Buff for All. With a little prep time before you log on, you can enjoy this delicious, crunchy, salty, sweet, oh so satisfying one-hander of the Thanksgiving world that'll make you want to skip those hors d'oeuvres from the frozen section and enjoy this fresh, sweet potato, amazing snack that you can eat with your game. If you get a chance, check out our food and cooking podcast, Food and Fury. This week in Food and Fury, we're going to spend the episode doing a little bit of food news and then taking a deep dive into chicken matzo ball soup and kind of get a little sense of what we do in our other show. Hop on over to Food and Fury and take a little listen. You can always find this show, social media, and this recipe and many more at foodandfury.com. If you get a chance, give us a shout on iTunes, even if your blood runneth blue. And of course, a big thanks to the one and only gnome with Horde Street cred, Frazley. For the Horde, for the Alliance, and for the food. That's going to do it for me, for Frazley, and for Mike. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. I don't know how long you want me to sleep. Thank you, Michael and Mike. I love the sweet potatoes. They are sweet. Well, that's another rockin' episode of FrazlCast. Time to get back to WoW. I am short about 2200 rep for Revered with Tortolin to finally get Broken Isles Pathfinder Part 1. And then they'll be saying, another gnome made it to the achievement. Well, I am Frazley, and you can find the show at FrazlCast.com. Until next week, be awesome.
Troll bank tellers going through customer withdrawal. It's the Overly Dramatic News. I'm Hunts the Wind. The First Imperial Bank of Zandalar has a centuries-long tradition of serving the financial needs of trolls of all stations in life, from mighty kings down to lowly crafts trolls. And there are few honors higher in the institution than being selected to be a teller in the Great Seal branch. These bankers spend their days handling the money of Zandalar's elite, and besides the pride of such service, often are rewarded with gratuities from their wealthy clientele. But the arrival of the Horde has turned this premier FIBZ branch upside down. It is now swarmed with adventurers who want to rush in, deposit their items, and depart as quickly as possible. As a result, fully 90% of all Horde customers go to the first teller window, manned by Endo Coinkeeper. The final straw came when Mithrax destroyed the Great Seal. Frightened Zandalar nobility decided the bank was not safe and stopped visiting. With their customer count and tips cratering, all other tellers resigned yesterday. In a letter to the branch chief, they complained that clients had lost interest in them, and that after years of loyal service, it was the Endo the line for them. Broadcasting across all Azeroth, I'm Hunts the Wind. Check out the archives at overlydramaticnews.com or follow me on Twitter at Hunts the Wind.
No Buxleys, please. Buxley here to answer your World of Warcraft questions in this edition of Ask Buxley. This question is about job vacancies. Dear Buxley, I was recently at a get-together with thousands of my closest friends and enemies, and I heard the following question and answer. Chris asked, when is the Horde getting its true war chief back? And then someone told him, there may very well be a job posting soon up on the Orgrimmar War Board looking for a new war chief. Okay, Buxley, here's my question. What kind of job postings are up on the Orgrimmar War Board? That war board is magically linked to the job service monsters and the Mage Portal service Blinked-In, which lists all the jobs available in Azeroth. Let's see what's on there right now. Tauren Hoof Polisher, Dwarven Beard Stylist, Undead Breathman Salesman, Pyramid Cleaner, Auction House Intern, Armor Grader, Raid Boss Floor Mopper, Mount Waxer, Dungeon Location Surveyor, Dungeon Plumber, Tuxedo Salesman for Gnomes, Throne Room Mechanic, Mechano Welder, Demon Zoologist, Flying Mount Air Traffic Controller, Spirit Healer Inspector, Uncivil Engineer, Orc Chiropractor, Raid Wipe Estimator, Grave Engraver, Inhuman Resource Manager, Spell Librarian, Cooking Architect, Projectile Weapon Therapist, Herb Counselor, Codosurgeon, Archaeology Recycler, Alchemy Inspector, and Elemental Machinist. So if you're looking for a job, go to the Orgrimmar War Board. Thanks for your question.
If you'd like to know what I've been up to every day, follow Ask Buxley on Twitter. If you like the segment, please take the time and rate it on iTunes.
Time is money, friend.
Welcome to the Frazley Report, a short news report by me, the Awesome Gnome, about the World of Warcraft. So BlizzCon came and went. We got some great news. Got news on the upcoming patches, got a release date for 8.1, news on the micro holidays, the new zones, and the raid on Najara, yada, yada, yada. I mean, standard stuff you'd expect with the story. I mean, if you're going through the story, we all know where it's going. I mean, Ashara's Palace is cool, but we get mecha gnomes and a mecha dungeon. A mega dungeon. We finally get to see what happens in that vault in Tiergard Sound. I knew something was coming, but I only expected a side quest or something, not to have gnomes be a major part of the Warcraft What's Next panel. We are also getting gnome heritage armor in 8.2. The transmog looks really cool, and I'll be unlocking it as soon as I can when it comes out. We'll also be getting an arena, the Mechagon Arena, where we can finally fight everyone who has punted us for ages. The time of the gnome has come. I'm so excited for what's coming to the World of Warcraft. So much good stuff is coming, and I don't have time on this broadcast to mention it all. Hey, that reminds me, we got a listener voicemail this weekend, I believe. Hey, Donald, play that voicemail.
Greetings, Frazley. I am part of the Cyber Gnomes. We are the secret order of gnomes that wish to return all gnomes back to their Mechagon origins. King Mechagon has been on a quest to do this, but their methods are, let's just say, amateur. We will be visiting you soon.
Very funny. Very funny. Don't you have something better to do on a Friday night than prank call? Donald, please report that call to Roy and Moss of the Iron Force Telecommunications. They are a good crowd and can prevent future prank calls. Well, that has been the Frazley Report. Until next time, be awesome.
FrazlCast is a fan podcast that covers Blizzard games. We are not affiliated with Blizzard Entertainment. Views expressed by the host and guests are their own. Some of the art, music, and sound effects come from Blizzard games and are owned by Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. No copyright infringement is intended.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.